Happy Spooktober, the beginning of the Halloween season. I've got a few things planned for this month. It is obviously my favorite time of the year. I thought I'd kick things off with something traditional but quite beloved, some poetry by everyone's favorite goth, Edgar Allan Poe. So, we'll begin with The Raven. Once, upon a midnight dreary, while I pondered weak and weary over many a quaint and curious volume of forgotten lore, while I nodded, nearly napping, suddenly there came a tapping, as of someone gently rapping at my chamber door. "'Tis some visitor," I muttered, tapping at my chamber door. "Only this, and nothing more." Distinctly I remember it was in the bleak December, and each separate dying ember wrought its ghost upon the floor. Eagerly I wished the morrow, vainly I had sought to borrow from my books surcease of sorrow for the lost Lenore, for the rare and radiant maiden whom the angels name Lenore, nameless here forevermore. And that silken, sad, uncertain rustling of each purple curtain thrilled me, filled me with fantastic terrors never felt before, so that now, to still the beating of my heart, I stood repeating, "'Tis some visitor entreating entrance at my chamber door, some late visitor entreating entrance at my chamber door. This it is, and nothing more." Presently my soul grew stronger, hesitating then no longer. "Sir," said I, "or madam, truly your forgiveness I implore, but the fact is I was napping, and so gently you came rapping, and so faintly you came tapping at my chamber door, that I scarce was sure I heard you. Here I opened wide the door. Darkness there, and nothing more. Deep into the darkness peering, long I stood there wondering, fearing, doubting, dreaming dreams no mortal ever dared to dream before. But the silence was unbroken, and the stillness gave no token, and the only word there spoken was the whispered word, Lenore. This I whispered, and an echo murmured back the word, Lenore. Merely this, and nothing more. Back into the chamber turning, all my soul within me burning, soon again I heard a tapping somewhat louder than before. "Surely," said I, "surely that is something at my window lattice. Let me see then what thereat is, and this mystery explore. Let my heart be still a moment, and this mystery explore. 'Tis the wind, and nothing more." Open here I flung the shutter, when, with many a flirt and flutter, in there stepped a stately raven of the saintly days of yore. Not the least obeisance made he, not a minute stopped or stayed he, but, with mien of lord or lady perched above my chamber door, perched upon a bust of Pallas just above my chamber door, perched and sat, and nothing more. Then this ebony bird beguiling my sad fancy into smiling, by the grave and stern decorum of the countenance it wore. Though thy crest be shorn and shaven, thou, I said, art sure no craven, ghastly grim and ancient raven wandering from the nightly shore. Tell me what thy lordly name is on the night's Plutonian shore. Quoth the raven, nevermore. Much I marvelled this ungainly fowl to hear discourse so plainly, though its answering little meaning, little relevance bore. For we cannot help agreeing that no living human being ever yet was blessed with seeing a bird above his chamber door, bird or beast upon the sculpted bust above his chamber door, with such a name as nevermore. But the raven, sitting lonely on the placid bust, spoke only that one word, as if his soul in that one word he did outpour. Nothing farther than he uttered, not a feather than he fluttered, till I scarcely more than muttered, other friends have flown before. On the morrow he will leave me, as my hopes have flown before. Then the bird said, nevermore. Startled at the stillness broken by reply so aptly spoken, doubtless, said I, what it utters is its only stock and store, caught from some unhappy master whom unmerciful disaster followed fast and followed faster, till his songs one burden bore, till the dirges of his hope that melancholy burden bore, of never, nevermore. But the raven, still beguiling all my fancy into smiling, straight I wheeled a cushioned seat in front of bird and bust and door. Then upon the velvet sinking, I betook myself to linking fancy unto fancy, thinking what this ominous bird of yore, what this grim, ungainly, ghastly, gaunt, and ominous bird of yore meant in croaking, nevermore. This I sat engaging and guessing, but no syllable expressing, to the fowl whose fiery eyes now burned into my bosom's core. This and more I sat divining, my head at ease reclining, on the cushion's velvet lining that the lamplight gloated o'er, but whose velvet violet lining with the lamplight gloated o'er, she shall press, nevermore. Then, methought, the air grew denser, perfumed from an unseen censer, swung by seraphim whose footfalls tinkled on the tufted floor. Wretch, I cried, thy God hath lent thee, by these angels he hath sent thee, respite and nepenthe from thy memories of Lenore. Quaff this kind nepenthe and forget this lost Lenore. Quoth the raven, nevermore, nevermore. Prophet, said I, thing of evil, prophet still, if bird or devil, whether tempter sent, or whether tempest tossed thee here ashore, desolate yet all undaunted, on this desert land enchanted, on this home by horror haunted, tell me truly, I implore, is there balm in Gilead? Tell me, I implore. Quoth the raven, nevermore, nevermore. Prophet, I said, thing of evil, prophet still, if bird or devil, by that heaven that bends above us, by that God we both adore, tell this soul with laden sorrow, if with the distant Aiden it shall clasp a sainted maiden, whom the angels name Lenore, clasp a rare and radiant maiden, whom the angels name Lenore. Quoth the raven, nevermore, nevermore. Be that word our sign of parting, bird or fiend, I shrieked, upstarting. Get thee back into the tempest and the night's Plutonian shore. Leave no black plume as token of thy lie thou soul hath spoken. Leave my loneliness unbroken, quit the bust above my door. Take thy beak from out my heart, and take thy form from off my door. Quoth the raven, nevermore, nevermore. And the raven, never flitting, still is sitting on the pallid bust of Pallas just above my chamber door. And his eyes have all the seeming of a demon's that is dreaming, and the lamplight o'er him streaming throws his shadows on the floor. And my soul, from out that shadow that lies floating on the floor, shall be lifted, nevermore, nevermore. Autumn already. But why regret the everlasting sun if we are sworn to a search for divine brightness, far from those who die as seasons turn? Autumn. Our boat, risen out of a hanging fog, turns toward poverty's harbor, the monstrous city, its sky stained with fire and mud. Those stinking rags, bread soaked with rain, drunkenness, and the thousands of loves who nailed me to the cross. Will there never, ever be an end to that ghoulish queen of 1,000,000 dead souls and bodies, and who will all be judged? I can see myself again, my skin corroded by dirt and disease, hair and armpits crawling with worms, and worms still larger crawling in my heart, stretched out among ageless, heartless, unknown figures. I could easily have died there. What a horrible memory. I detest poverty, and I dread winter because it's so cozy. Sometimes in the sky I see endless sandy shores covered with white rejoicing nations. A great golden ship above me fluttered many-colored pennants in the morning breeze. I was the creator of every feast, every triumph, every drama. I tried to invent new flowers, new planets, new flesh, new languages. I thought I had acquired supernatural powers. I have to bury my imagination and my memories. What an end to a splendid career as an artist and storyteller. I called myself a magician, an angel, free from all moral constraint. I am sent back to the soil to seek some obligation to wrap gnarled reality in my arms. A peasant. Am I deceived? Would charity be the sister of death for me? Well, I shall ask forgiveness for having lived on lies, and that's that. But not one friendly hand, and where can I look for help? True, the new era is nothing if not harsh. For I can say that I have gained a victory, the gnashing of teeth, the hissing of hellfire, the stinking sighs subside. All my monstrous memories are fading. My last longings depart. Jealousy of beggars, bandits, friends of death, all those that the world passed by. Damned souls, if I were to take vengeance. One must be absolutely modern. Never mind hymns of thanksgiving, hold on to a step once taken. A hard night, dried blood smokes on my face, and nothing lies behind me but that little repulsive tree. The battle for the soul is as brutal as the battles of men, but the sight of justice is the pleasure of God alone. Yet this is the watch by night. let us all accept new strength and real tenderness. And at dawn, armed with glowing patience, we will enter the cities of glory. Why did I talk about a friendly hand? My great advantage is that I can laugh at old love affairs full of falsehood and stamp with shame such deceitful couples. I went through women's hell over there, and I will be able now to possess the truth within one body and one soul. Thrice the branded cat hath mewed, thrice and once the hedge pig whined.
Harpier cries, 'tis time, 'tis time.
Round about the cauldron go, in the poisoned entrails throw, toad that under one cold stone days and nights has 31. Sweltered venom, sleeping gut, boil thou first, dear, the charmed pot. Double, double, toil and trouble, fire burn and cauldron bubble. Fillet of fenny snake, in the cauldron boil and bake. I've nipped toe of frog, wolf bat and tongue of dog, adder's fork and blindworm's sting, lizard's leg and owlet's wing, for a charm, powerful trouble, like a hellbroth, boil and bubble. Double, double, toil and trouble, fire burn and cauldron bubble.
Scale of dragon, tooth of wolf, witches, mummy, maw, and gulf of the ravine to salt sea shock, root hemlock, digged in the dark. Finger of a birth-strangled babe, dish delivered by a drab, make the gruel thick and slab, and thereto a tiger's chauldron for the ingredients of our cauldron. Double, double, toil and trouble, fire burn and cauldron bubble. Oh, well, Zan, I command your pains, and everyone share the game. And now, about the cauldron sing, like elves in a fairy ring, enchanting all that you put in.
By the pricking of my thumbs,